It's science time. It's science time. It's science time. It's science time. It's science time.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I hope you are ready, because welcome to STEM-Mania. The Dayton Metro Library and I have partnered to bring you STEM-Mania, and they will be presenting this show for the next 6 weeks. We're running from September 16th to October 21st, and every week we're going to have something new for you to explore at home or in the classroom. So, if you're a homeschooler, if you're remote learning, if you are just wanting to have more fun learning about science, STEM, you're at the right place. You know why? Because today we're starting with magnets. Now you're going to see some things in the space that, well, like this cup is floating here. It's just hanging from a string from above. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But if you're interested in actually building a magnet racer later, you're in the right spot. We're going to take what we learned today, and then I'm going to give you a STEM challenge to actually try to build a magnet car racer that you can run around and drive at your house. So if you're not 16 years old yet, this is the perfect car for you. So, yeah, it's a license to have fun. That's pretty good. So if you have questions or anything during our live stream, as always, type them into the comments and questions. Mrs. C is at the computer, and she is going to be making adjustments and talking to you guys, and we're going to be able to interact with you during the live stream. So first and foremost, we are talking magnetism today. And you might be saying, magnetism? What are magnets? Now, magnets are things that are around us everywhere. And there are a lot of magnetic things in our house. And one of the things you probably know that's magnetic, and you probably can look at it right now, is your fridge. Your refrigerator has magnetic properties. So when you take a magnet, like I have here, and you put it onto the fridge, it'll stick. It'll hold up your papers, it'll hold up all your great assignments, it'll hold up your awards, it'll hold up your parents' bills. It does all of those cool things, and because a magnet is attracted to certain things. Now, metals that have magnetic properties include nickel, cobalt, and iron. Say it with me, say nickel, cobalt, and iron. All right, perfect. So in order to have something that is magnetic and attracted to a magnet, it has to have those metals in it, or some sort of combination of those metals. One thing before I get too far out is I want to talk about some different types of magnets and also the materials that you can use to build your magnetic racer. So here I have a circle magnet, has a little hole in the center, looks like a tire, like a wheel. Here I have a bar magnet, and we're going to talk about this magnet here in just a second. You'll notice that it is red and blue, and that's to identify the north and south poles. Here's another bar magnet. It's a little bigger, it's a little thicker. So magnets come in different shapes and sizes. We've got a horseshoe magnet. Look at that. It looks just like a horseshoe. Here's the one pole and here's the other. So it's split down the center. It's like someone took a bar magnet and bent it. And then I have some really, really fancy and strong magnets, and these are called neodymium magnets. These are very, very strong. So I have to be really careful, because when it gets close to another magnet, it wants to snap and grab a hold of it. So actually, I'm going to set that over here for now. Yeah, it jumped at my car magnet already. So if you want to build your race car with us today, you're going to need some tape. You'll need some scissors. I'm using skewer sticks for mine, for the axles. You don't have to, but you can use skewer sticks or straws. I have a toilet paper roll, a leftover toilet paper roll. And then I have some soda bottle lids, caps, from some soda bottles that we've been saving. And I had an adult, aka Mr. C, help me drill holes in them. So you don't have to have holes in them, but if you do want to put holes in them, ask a parent for some help, or find a different way to attach your wheel to the axle without drilling a hole. It's a whole different type of challenge. So these are the simple materials that we're going to need to actually build our magnet racer here in a little bit. I'm just going to set all of this together just for a little bit, and we're going to get started. So first and foremost, when we're talking magnets, the first thing that comes to mind is, what are some things that magnets stick to, right? And so I brought along a couple of things. I've got some paper clips. I've got an iron nail. I've got some washers. And I've got some hex nuts. And a screw. And a spoon. And I've got an aluminum tray. I want to see if that connects to it. I'll pull that over in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these magnets. I'm just going to move them out of the way. I have to be careful where I put everything because they want to jump and grab each other. But I'm just going to go ahead and start with this little magnet here. Alright, so this is a magnet. And I can test a couple of things. I can test this screw. And it grabs it. So we know this has magnetic properties. I'm going to test this nail. It has magnetic properties. I'm going to test these washers. The washers are attracted to the magnet. Okay. And I'm going to see these hex nuts. Everything I picked. That was not intentional. The spoon. Now I don't know what the spoon's going to do. I did not test this one yet. Look at that. Ooh, it's not as strong. Or maybe my magnet's just not as strong as it could be. Let's check out the neodymium magnet. Here we go.
I wonder if different silverware is different.
Yeah. Different silverware. Might be different.
What about those little spoons?
We have some little spoons that we're going to try. See what's in here. Oh, that's magnetic. I didn't think that was going to do it. So this, ooh, look at this. Here's some metal. And my strongest magnet is not attracted to it. So this obviously does not have anything in it mixed in that has magnetic properties. I'm going to guess this is an aluminum straw. Alright, so aluminum. And I have an aluminum pan over here too. Let's see if it sticks. Oh, that was tricky. Aluminum does not stick. I had a bar magnet sitting in it. Doesn't stick. It'll slide on it, but it doesn't stick. So aluminum, not magnetic. Steel, magnetic, because steel has iron mixed into it. And so that's how you start doing this. Now, you can go around, and if you don't have these types of magnets at your house, grab a magnet from the fridge. And sometimes, like here's a magnet that we use on the fridge. You can go around and test different things at your house. Test the door handles. Test the rails and the hinges on your doors to see if those are magnetic. Those are typically made of brass. So you can go to your bedroom and check the door hinges to see if brass is magnetic. Try different metals in your house. Try different things. Run around with your family and talk to them and say, hey, do you think this is magnetic? Make a prediction. Click, and if it works, you'll know why. And if it doesn't, you can investigate further to see what kind of metal it's actually made of. Oh, I wish I had a piece of copper. If you have a piece of copper pipe at the house, you could see if that is magnetic as well. Oh, my ring. Here's an idea. I've got a gold ring. It's white gold. I'm going to see if this is magnetic. Nope. Oh, don't cry, Mrs. C.
Your glasses.
My glasses. I don't know. I'm nervous about putting on my glasses. Oh, yeah, there's the little screws that hold the glasses together are magnetic. Look at that. I don't want to break these because then we'll have to end the show sooner. All right, so we can see that different things are magnetic and they have those properties. Now, one cool thing about a magnet, and something I want to talk about, is they have two poles. All right? They have a north pole and a south pole. And this is because the electrons, the atoms, are lined up a certain way inside of there because when they created this, they line it. And so we have this north pole and the south pole. Now, I have another bar magnet right here. Whoop, maybe. There we go. So, I have another bar magnet, and I have a north pole and a north pole. The red is the north pole, and the blue is the south pole. I want you to make a prediction. I want you to think about what's going to happen when I bring these two together. All right? Make a prediction. Here we go. We're going to try this. I'm going to bring them together. And they kind of push away. You can see that. They want to push away.
Hold them down a little bit.
But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring these two together. And they stick. They stick just like that. I'm going to move all this metal out of the way so that we can see what's nice about these neodymium magnets. They just pick everything up, and then they're super hard to take apart. But you can see here that my south and my north are attracted to each other. They come together. That's because opposites attract and likes repel. All right, so when I bring the north end to the north end, it spins it away. And when I bring it closer, that north and south will swing together to connect. And this is something we're going to use when we're building our car later. And that's what we're going to build these little connections so that you can think about this. Your car is going to be powered by a magnetic field. Now what's interesting is we can't see the magnetic field that's taking place, right? So what we're going to do is I have this aluminum pan, which is not magnetic. I'm going to put this bar magnet on there. Can we see that in that shot, Mrs. C? Is that good?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to put a white piece of paper underneath it first. I'm going to put that there. And I have my iron filings. And I want to show you what happens when I sprinkle some iron filings over this magnet. There we go. Here we go. So, did you also know that the Earth has a magnetic field? The Earth is magnetic. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, watch this. So how cool is that? We can actually see the magnetic field from this bar magnet. The North Pole, you can see that the iron filings are lining up. It's like, almost looks like a light bulb, kind of like the rays of light. They're grabbing out from, they're coming in, they're attracting those iron filings to the magnet, and you can see that. And on the South Pole, it does the same thing over here. But what's really interesting in the middle, you can see that the magnetic field here is connecting. It's like sliding like this. So it's kind of bowed. It's because that north end and that south end are attracted to each other. And so they're coming together right here in the center. They're pulling towards one another. So that's really cool. What we're going to try now, and I've never done this before, I don't think I have, is we're going to try it with the horseshoe magnet. I want to see what happens with that as well. So I'm going to just kind of bring this all back to the center. And what's neat is, the way I have this set up, I can easily...
And let's see if I slide this. If you slide closer to this, we might be able to,
See it better?
yeah, like kind of get underneath it. But you'll have to slide towards the camera
Okay. Oh yeah.
so we can see it happen.
I'm going to slide this here, right there. Is that good?
Yeah, I think so. And we can see kind of both that way.
All right, I'm going to shake some iron filings over this. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of what I thought it would look like based on, we took that bar magnet and essentially it's kind of bent into a curve like a horseshoe. So right here you can see the attraction right between the two poles straight across. And then you can see how it does the same thing as the bar magnet on this end here. It kind of spreads out like it's bowed, and it's bowed on this side as well. And then they're drawn to each other in the center. And here, they're just drawn across each other. And that's because this magnetic attraction between the North and South Pole is happening right here in the center. Pretty cool, right? All right.
Lines.
Huh?
They're making lines across.
Yeah, they're making lines straight across because they're just attracted. So here's a question. You're probably still wondering, why is this cup hanging in the space? So we've had an issue here at the house with gravity. Things are constantly falling and floating. That's what happens at Mr. C's place. So here we go. I'm going to take this. Oh, we have a question before I do this?
Yeah, before that one, somebody asked, is that like what you have on those doodle board pads? And we have a friend named Xavier that said it reminds him of his drawing pad.
So, like an etch and sketch?
I'm thinking like those little doodle pads with the faces.
Oh my goodness, we could build one of those. So yeah, those, if I'm understanding the question right, it was Xavier? Was it Xavier?
Yeah.
If I'm understanding the question right, Xavier, those little doodle pads, they're like, have like a sheet of plastic, and then they have iron filings on the inside, and then like you have a pen, or like an object that you can pick up the file, the iron filings, and like a stylus, and you can drag them around and drop them, and then you can create like mustaches and eyebrows and all sorts of cool things on a drawing. We should build one of those. That would be super cool. That's a STEM challenge, is building your own doodle board with magnets.
Or try things with your doodle board.
Or try building really cool things and designing cool things with your doodle board. Great question. But yes, that's how that works. It's moving those iron filings around. All right, check this out. Here we go. This paper clip, I had to tie it down. You can see it's tied down or it's taped down to the table because, well, if I'm not careful, it'll float away. And you might be saying to yourself, what just happened? And I want you to think about what we've been talking about. Do you think it's magic, first of all? No, it's not magic.
We had a friend ask if you were going to do magic today.
Well, this is kind of like magic, scientific magic. It's something really cool happening, and we can explain it. It's just looking at it, it's like, what is happening? What's going on? And my question is to you, what is going on? How is this paperclip able to float, suspended in the air, right in front of you? All I have is a styrofoam cup, the steel paperclip. It's tied down from a string, otherwise it will just shoot off into the sky. Or would it? All right, I'm going to give you another 2 seconds. I want you to make a prediction about what's going on with this before I explain it. 3, 2, 1. It's a magnetic field. So the same way that those iron filings were attracted to that bar magnet and that horseshoe magnet, this paperclip is attracted to something inside of that cup. And what do you think that is? Drum roll. It is super duper strong neodymium magnets. These magnets are super doopy strong. I like super doopy too. That's gonna be the new word for the day. Super doopy. All right, so what's really cool about this is when we put this in here, it's kind of hidden from the eye, right? You don't see that. Now my strings are spun around. And what happens is we know that the paper clip is attracted to the magnet. All right? But because we have it attached to that string, it's able to hang there. Now, we're going to do something with this also. We're going to see if we can disrupt this magnetic field. So we know that there's a magnetic field taking place because that magnet is attracting this paperclip to it. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take things like a pencil. It's made of wood. I'm going to see if I put my pencil through this, will it disrupt the magnetic field? Nope, doesn't disrupt it. Okay, I can put that through. I grabbed a pack of gum. It's a little thicker. There's more of it. Oh, pieces of gum are wrapped in like foil. So I don't know if that'll do anything. All right, here we go. Oh, that was me touching the paperclip. So I can put the gum through without any issues.
Do that again.
All right, are we on?
Yeah, we're close.
See, so we can see it's not doing anything there. Now I have my handy dandy science notebook. Every one of you should have a little science notebook to take notes about things you're learning and having fun figuring out when it comes to STEM. Now, I'm going to take this. This is paper. I'm going to slide it through. It doesn't disrupt the magnetic field. Now I have these here, this little spiral, I don't know. Whoa, look at that. The spiral is attracted to the magnet. But here's my question. Will this still work? It does. So the spiral temporarily disrupts that magnetic field because it's attracted to it. So it disrupts that field. But look, now it's still hanging there and it's still working. So even though the book is kind of in the way, the magnetic field is actually going through that object. That's pretty cool. I wonder though if I take these out, I'm going to put some, let's see what we got here. I'm going to put this paper clip, I'm going to open it up so you can see it better. Whoop, it's really, and I'm going to put it here. Whoop, it's going right through my fingers. Whoop, I can't even hold it. Here we go. Ah! This paper clip's crazy. All right, let's try another one. Let's try a washer. So look, I can move the washer through my hand. It's dancing, look. La, 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 la. Whoa, that hurt.
Be very careful.
Gotta be careful. These magnets are really strong. But look,
A grown up with you.
you can see it moving through my hand. Now the thicker part of my hand, it has more, it struggles moving through that. That's pretty cool. So the magnetic field is moving through my hand, causing the washer to dance. He's like, it's science time. It's so much fun learning here with all of you and everyone. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, so the magnetic field is actually going through different objects. Now, I'm going to hang this up really quick right here. There we go. So that's out of the way so that we can focus. Ah! See, these things are super strong. Speaking of super strong, watch this. I'll put this right here.
Okay, let me.
I'm going to take this magnet. There's nearly 1,000 paper clips here. You ready? I'm going to bring it down. Look how strong that thing is. I'm not going to count them, but it picked up a lot of paper clips. And I'm just going to turn it upside down the other way. And it just picks up, it picked up about half of those paper clips. And I can just take them off just like that. All right, so we're going to build a little toy that you can build at your house. But before we do that, we're going to do some fun science jokes.
J-O-K-E-S, Mr. C, science jokes, yeah, all the best. J-O-K-E-S, try not to laugh. That's the test.
All right, here we go. What's a magnet's favorite sport? Pole vaulting. I love that one. Where do magnets play soccer? Where do magnets play soccer? In their magnetic field, of course. I didn't say they were going to be... I knew they were going to be cheesy. What did the compass say to Earth? What did the compass say to Earth? You've got a magnetic personality. Earth is such a friendly place. What did the electromagnet say to the lost electron? What did the electromagnet say to the lost electron? Just go with the flow. And speaking of electrons, who is an electron's best friend? Atom. And that, today, are your jokes of the day.
J-O-K-E-S, Mr. C, science jokes, yeah, all the best. J-O-K-E-S, try not to laugh. That's the test.
All right, so we're going to take these circular magnets and we are going to really quickly build ourselves a small little toy. And this is going to be what we use as the baseline to get to our car. I'm going to challenge you with that here in a second. All right, so I'm taking my pencil and I've got these circle magnets with these holes in the center of them. And that side is attracting to it, so I'm going to flip it over. I want the sides, the like sides, to repel. And I can kind of see that that's going to be attracted to it, so I can now drop it over. Look at that. Drop this over. How cool is that? So I just took a pencil, and the diameter of that inside circle is big enough to go around the pencil, and now what's really cool is I can literally boom, 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 boom. And it's because these are repelling. So these are going to repel, and because they're repelling, they will never want to connect. Those like sides are pushing away from each other, and we can use that. I don't know if I'll have enough power. Nope. I was hoping I could maybe snap them off, shoot one off. There's one. There's two. And that's pretty much all I've got. So, fun little toy you can use to build with magnets. Fun little toy you can build using magnets.
Super duper cool.
Super doopy cool. I'm just going to connect them all again. And there we go. So, one more thing that I want to talk about before we actually get into building this. Well, I'm going to show you what mine looks like, and I'm going to challenge you to build one. I'll give you some small little tips, but it's going to be on you to try to build your car so that you can race it around your house with your family. I have this thing called a compass. Now, I mentioned the Earth. All right, I mentioned the Earth. And this here is a compass. Now, inside this compass, you can see that there's a needle.
I gotta tip it there.
I'll tip it. But when you tip it, it doesn't spin properly, but I'll tip it so you can see it. And then I'm just going to bring a magnet to my compass so you can see. This is the north, so North Pole. So if I turn my compass, the needle inside, which is floating on a little pin, stays at the same place. It always points north. All right? And so if the Earth's magnetic pole was up here, you would see that the compass would point in a different direction. And so scientists use a compass to be able to navigate, not just scientists, but Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. Everybody uses a compass to help navigate our planet and be able to find directions and go different places. And speaking of compasses, I wanted to bring this up because I have this really cool person who I learned about while I was doing some research for magnetism. And her name is Gladys Mae West. Now, Gladys Mae West is an American mathematician whose mathematical work was used for satellite modeling of the Earth. So they try to figure out the shape of the Earth because of the tides and because of just the planet itself having all sorts of different shapes in different places. She used complex math algorithms to solve what the Earth looked like at all times. And her mathematical concept and her math algorithms, they were the foundation to this thing today that we know as GPS, Global Positioning System. And that GPS system is based on mathematics that Gladys Mae West came up with. So today we recognize her as a STEM scientist that everyone should know about, because when you pick up your phone, I don't have my phone with me, but when you pick up your phone and you hit Google Maps and you want to go to your friend's house or you want to go to the Dayton Metro Library to get some books, guess what? She is part of the reason that it works the way it does today. So that is a quick little fun fact, awesome fact about a STEM scientist who used math to make what we know today as GPS. That is super duper cool. So when we found that, I was so excited. I was like, I have to share this with my friends out there because this is one of those cool, amazing facts that everyone needs to know about because we use GPS each and every day. All right, here we go. Don't worry, I've got some other fun facts we're going to do here in just a second. But before I get to that, we're going to talk about this car. Now, look at my car. It looks kind of like a car. It looks like an old Formula One race car or something like that. But what we have here is I used some skewer sticks and I popped a hole through both sides to make an axle. I did an axle up front and on the back. Then I used these soda bottle caps for wheels. You don't have to use soda bottle caps. They just happen to be what I had available and they worked really well. And so what I did then is I actually taped two of them together so that they would be balanced. But every car needs a motor. It needs a motor. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is find yourself a magnet, build yourself a car. You'll actually need two magnets for this. And what's going to happen is you're going to take the magnets and you're going to use them to propel, to repel each other, to push the car away. So here's what's going to happen. This is your STEM challenge. You're going to build a car. It doesn't have to look like this. It can be longer, it can be shorter. You're going to do the designing, you're going to do the building, and most importantly, you're going to do the testing. Then, after you have it built, move these magnets over here and they're super duper strong. Once you have it built, you're going to take your other magnet. It's almost like walking a dog. And you're just going to put it behind it. Oh, my back wheel's locked up. There we go. So I can drive my car forward, or I can try to pull it towards me using the magnet as well. This is something that you can build at home. It's my challenge to all of you. Keep the fun going. Most importantly, it's something that's easy. It's something that uses the magnetic forces from a magnet, the invisible force that we call magnetic force, to move this vehicle forwards and backwards. My wheels are locking up so it's not spinning. So I've got some redesigning to do to get this to work a little bit better. And speaking of a fun activity, I've got some fun facts that I want to share with you.
We brought the fun facts. Fun facts. Science, technology, engineering, math. We brought the fun facts. Fun facts. Science, technology, engineering, math.
Magnets, you can find them in speakers, in headphones, in your TV. If you've ever been to an amusement park, some roller coasters now use magnets to actually propel the cart forward because it's so smooth, and it actually allows the cart to kind of levitate and push forward. There are also levitating trains that go incredibly fast because they use the power of magnets to move it. And basically, it's just like our car. You have two magnets, and they're pushing against each other because they're repelling each other, and it allows that train to move forward at an ultra high speed rate. And then one of the coolest facts that I wanted to share with you, and this is just super duper cool, is this is a dollar bill. We all know what this is. You're going to take your dollar bill, and I have the super strong neodymium magnet right here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to see if I can hold it still enough without my hand shaking. I'm going to bring this to it. We're going to see what happens. It moves. It moves. The dollar bill moves towards the magnet. I'm trying not to move my hand on the bottom. Look at that. The dollar bill moves to the magnet. What does that tell you about this dollar bill? That there's something magnetic inside of it. Actually, the ink used to print on the dollar bill has magnetic properties, and hence a super, super duper strong magnet allows us to identify that because it pulls it together. Man, we had some awesome fun today. I hope you guys consider joining us next week, next Wednesday, when we do surface tension. We have all sorts of cool experiments, fun facts, interesting inventors and scientists who connect to it. Surface tension is going to be our thing next week. We hope you join us. Once again, big special thanks to the Dayton Metro Library for making this possible. And if you want to continue the learning right now, there's a link in the description that takes you to a list of books that the Dayton Metro Library put together. You can check them out online. All sorts of amazing books about magnets that will keep you curious, it will keep you thinking, and most importantly, keep you experimenting at your home and having tons of fun with your family. I hope to see all of you next week. It's going to be an amazing week of learning. Whoa, did you see that? That's magnet. It's levitating. And with that, I want you to think about how that's working and have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.